Hey everyone, Angela with Rover Realty back with a new topic, golf course lots. Recently, thanks to our viewers Mitch and Bonnie out of Alaska, I got the opportunity to tour a golf course home with them. And it opened the door to a conversation that every buyer should hear before falling in love with a fairway view. Golf course homes can be incredible. I'm sure you've all seen pictures and videos online. They can absolutely enhance lifestyle and long-term value of the home, but placement on the course, it matters. And depending on where that home sits, that same golf course can either be a fantastic asset or a costly liability. When I walk up to a golf course property, I'm looking a little differently than most buyers. If I start seeing some random golf balls in the yard, that's my first red flag. One golf ball, that might be bad luck, but multiple golf balls usually means that home sits in a landing zone. Next, I look really closely at the exterior. In Arizona, our sun makes paint extremely difficult to match over time. When I see older stucco repairs, surprise, surprise, shaped like a little circle, and they are just all over the house. For me, it's like a neon sign. I can just see them, but most people don't really notice them for whatever reason until they've been to the home numerous times. Well, that's a dead giveaway of prior impact damage. And when you start really looking, it's amazing how many repairs you can see. And we don't know, was that just repairs from the last year, right before they sold the house? Was that the totality of them living there for 10 years or more? We need more information. Then there's the window situation. I'm looking for if one window doesn't look like the other. In other words, it looks way newer. The chances that it was replaced after a golf ball strike are probably pretty high. On the home I toured with Bonnie and Mitch, even the screens had tears almost exactly the size of a golf ball in numerous places all over that home. I also look up to see what can I see of the roof. It's usually pretty obvious when a golf ball hits one of our concrete tiles. I mean, that thing is going to shatter or break, and that creates an issue because now you have an opening for water to penetrate and get in and to puddle and really just deteriorate that underlayment of the roof. And that's when repairs become much more serious and expensive on that roof if that goes on over a long period of time. Now, none of these things mean a home is bad. They just mean we need to slow down and evaluate placement carefully and some risk level. So who is liable for the damage if a golfer knocks out a window on your home in Arizona? This is where a lot of buyers are surprised, especially since so many of the golf courses have postings all over their golf course that tell golfers, be careful, you're liable if you hit somebody's home. And yes, that's the common assumption, is that if a golfer hits your home, the golfer is automatically responsible for the damage. That sounds logical, but legally, that's not often how it works in Arizona. So buyers need to know this. Arizona courts, like many courts across the country, generally apply what's called an assumption of risk. In simple terms, if you choose to buy a home on or next to a golf course, the law often views a flying golf ball as a foreseeable part of that environment. Because of that, damage from a routine bad shot is usually not considered negligence on the golfer's part. For a golfer to be held legally responsible, you typically have to prove reckless or intentional behavior, not just a bad slice or a hook. That's why in practice, homeowners insurance often, ends up covering the damage, even though you may see signs on the course that say the golfer is responsible. Those signs feel reassuring, but they don't always reflect how the liability is actually handled under Arizona law. So this is exactly why placement of the home on the golf course matters so much. And you might be like, Angela, I love this house though. It's perfect for me. This is it. What can you do to mitigate or reduce, some of those factors of having the golf ball damage the exterior of the home or, make it dangerous to be in that backyard? And there are things you can do. You can reduce the risk, but of course, nothing's perfect. Some will install the large netting systems. You'll see them, they'll stand 10 feet above the house. They work, but they're expensive, and visually they can be a little intrusive, so they might take away from some of that open golf view, that you might be looking for. But hey, you're trading that off for, some safety and some mitigation of damage to the home. Others install, these built-out sunscreens that they stick out about yay far from the window itself, and that can be a smart solution because the screen then absorbs the impact before it hits the glass. And then landscaping can help slightly, with a properly placed tree, but it's not armor. Mitigation will reduce some of the risk, but it can't eliminate it. Another factor buyers maybe don't consider right off is the sound and activity. Depending on where the cart path runs, you may hear golfers as early as 6:20 a.m. in the summer, and maybe closer to 7 in the winter. It's a little darker, longer. But if you're sensitive to noise, that matters. Some courses also host what's called glow ball golf or night soccer events. So they'll change the holes over into these large holes where you go and kick soccer balls. I've tried it. It's a little dangerous for the uncoordinated in the dark. But that's an activity that's happening after dark, so you may have some noise even into the evening. We have friends who live on a golf course in a great location, and I know they love their setup, but I'll admit there's been a few times I've been over and heard a few things that I thought, I didn't need to hear that. Let's talk about some of the HOA requirements. Now, if you are on a golf course home in an HOA, they almost always require that you have either view fencing, or if you are allowed some block wall, it has to be like a half wall or what we call a pony wall. Because that backyard is visible from the course or a cart path, maybe a walking path, homeowners are often subject to stricter HOA rules similar to your front yard. That can include limitations on your landscaping, your shade structures or screens, patio changes, you name it. You just have to keep in mind, you want to know that before you buy, not after. So the view can still be beautiful, it's just maybe some of that flexibility is not the same. Some of the 55 plus golf communities we get asked about a lot with a public or semi-public course would be, of course, our Sun Lakes Country Club. In one of my prior videos I mentioned I think they have 5 golf courses, with a couple of them being public or semi-public. Of course, Patchy Wells, Greenfield Lakes, there's Viewpoint RV and Golf Resort we get asked about. Now for private courses, again, that would be our Sun Lakes, Oakwood, Ironwood. There's Springfield Golf Resort, Robeson Ranch. And even though this is not a 55 plus, sometimes people are willing to give up the 55 plus because it's such an amazing community. Las Sendas, LAS space SENDAS. And wow, I live up near the Las Sendas area, and where most of the Phoenix metro area is flat, very flat. You get some really cool views and some altitude over in the Las Sendas community. Let's talk money. I mean, what can a great lot versus a bad golf lot placement do for the value of a home? So when we're talking a great placement, that would be maybe the side of a fairway, or it's elevated, it's not in the landing zone, for goodness sakes, or right on the cart path. You can see anywhere from a 5% to a 15% premium over similar non-golf course lots in that community. We've sold a number of these style homes, and you will absolutely see faster resale, a broader buyer pool, fewer inspection, red flags from those buyers usually, because they're getting the best of both worlds. On a $700,000 home, that's, say a $35,000 to $105,000 added perceived value. Now let's talk about what a bad placement might be. That could be if you're in a tee box aim line, a dog leg, of course the landing zones, we've talked about that, or maybe a narrow fairway with some pinch points. That can, on the flip side, reduce a perceived value of the home anywhere from 5 to 20%. I know it's a big swing, but it differs significantly based on which community we're in and talking about, and then also any updates or how the home itself presents is a huge factor as well. So you're going to see longer days on market, more inspection objections, maybe some insurance concerns. Buyers say they love the house, but that kind of thing. On that same $700,000 home, that's a $35,000 to a $140,000 swing that it could shave off the value. A large factor to that can be insurance claims. You know, these days insurance companies are running some very tight guidelines. You get one claim, okay, they're not loving that, they're gonna hike your premiums up. You get 2 claims and they might just cancel you all together. And unfortunately, that carries forward to the next person purchasing that home. That's why in our contract process, the sellers are supposed to provide for us within 5 days an insurance claim loss report so that that new buyer can see, what does that look like? The claims from that old homeowner will absolutely affect the insurance costs for the new buyer. So what's my final takeaway? Golf course homes can be amazing, especially if you're part of the golfing community and you enjoy that lifestyle when your friends buzz by, or you just love the ambiance and the look of all that greenery that feels like it's an extension of your own backyard. But this is not a purchase where you fall in love first and ask questions later. Placement matters 100%. Observation matters, and working with a realtor who understands the risk, the HOA rules, and the real world impact of course design can save you from expensive surprises. If you're considering a golf course home in Arizona and want help finding the right one, I'd be honored to help.